Hello, 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 everyone. Okay, anyway, we are live. We are here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac reunion episode 1. There is 4 parts, but we're going to talk about part 1. I'm going to see if I can find our intro. I just got home, so I'm kind of frazzled here, but I'm going to see about our intro, and then we will discuss it all.
Money, come on and get this. Honey, come on and get it. Get to the money. Come on and come on, come on and come on. Yeah, come on and show you how to get to the money. Come on and come on, come on and come on. Yeah, come on and show you how to get to the money. We ain't gotta hate, it's enough space. Bakery, make bread, and we get cake. Wait, face beat to the God. I beat all the odds. Stay on my job, get money. In the land of milk and honey. If you're married, your legs full. Yeah, he wanna eat it 'cause it tastes like honey. Got me feeling like, ooh, he love honey like Pooh Bear. Come first like a new year. What you really trying to do here? I'm a vibe, I'm a mood, yeah. Come on and get this, honey. Come on and show you how to get to the money. Come on and get this, honey. Come on and show you how to get to the money. Come on and come on, come on and come on. Yeah, come on and show you how to get to the money. Come on and come on, come on.
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I need to share some stuff. I think I did. Okay, we got a few people on already. We have, I said hey to, we have AC. We have Denise. We have Chantel.
Where the money resides. Where the money resides.
He got me
Hi,
talking.
y'all.
I was trying not to throw it back too hard for y'all on this thing. But, you know, you can't help it when Nene come on. So how's everybody today?
Hi,
Hey, Antoinette.
Hi, Antoinette. Hi, Chantal. Hi, AC. All y'all.
So what did you all, and I'm going to ask everyone who's watching, on a scale of 1 being low, 10 being great, what do you rate the first part of the reunion? I'll start with Callie. Go.
7.
7. Joy? 7.
7.
Okay. Lucky number 7. What about you all? Do we not look good, Denise? What you trying to say? Okay.
Thank you.
Doing great. I've missed y'all. We missed you too. Y'all, I have been like the busiest bee in the world. So
She been too busy. I was so hyped yesterday.
Denise gave it an
I
8.
was like, oh,
Chantel an
22. Like,
8.
I'm ready.
yeah, they were ready. And I was like, look, y'all, I'm doing Planetpalooza. I am busy. I didn't even watch Love in Huntsville. So somebody else gonna have to talk about it. Right. We're gonna talk about it though. Hey, Justina. Okay, if you missed it,
Hey,
Antoinette,
Justina.
what do you rate the reunion part 1? And then we're gonna get into some
8s.
questions.
We got a lot of 8s.
So 7s and 8s.
Missed it. Oh, wow.
You missed it.
I thought I'm able to see all these comments and numbers for the first time. It's going to distract me. This is kind of cool.
Oh, can you see them too, Joy?
Yeah, I can
See if you can share one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Click on it, see if you can share it.
I didn't sign in as an admin. I signed in because I was at work.
Antoinette didn't watch it. Okay.
I'm gonna whoop y'all. So I'm doing this today again. But anyway, so let me get into my notes.
What we doing?
So I'm what? Huh, Callie? I'm getting into my notes.
What'd you say? What are we doing?
My notes.
Are you?
So what do
Because you know I
think
can run it. Because I can tell you right now what happened.
Oh, you ready?
Crap.
So we're doing Potomac. So they start off. What do you think about the ladies' looks? Who looked the best? Who looked the worst? Who was what?
I thought they all looked really nice. It was refreshing to see them after seeing Beverly Hills.
Yes, now that is true.
But I still think that the new girl was the best dressed. Escali.
Mia.
You think a scholar?
No.
A scholar.
To me,
Not
she
Alaska.
had
Yes.
Not
she had on the worst
I
outfit.
loved her. She was the best dressed.
Okay, what do you all think?
She looked like she was in a
best
prom
dressed.
dress from 1980 something.
I
It was
think
too
so, too.
shiny. That was too shiny.
Gator, hey Gator, we want you to rate the episode
Thank
from 1
you,
to
Gator.
10.
I'm with you, Gator.
Hey,
Mia
Gator.
was the best dress. Her dress actually
Denise, you
better
like
on
Karen?
TV than it did in pictures.
Also, Callie can see the comments now. She ahead. So they looked good overall. All looked good. Oh, wait a minute. Who's this? Chantel.
Mia's dress was cute.
I think Mia, Karen, and Gizelle and Ashley looked good. I thought Gizelle looked good. Why do they
I
always?
thought everybody looked good.
Me
Nobody
too.
look bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't like a Skylar shiny dress.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
like
That was the thing
shiny
that I didn't like at
and
all.
cheap looking. Why does everybody like
was
her
Oh
dress?
my God, I thought she was just stunning.
I mean, she's a beautiful person.
She was
Oh,
stunning.
she's a beautiful girl.
Wait a minute,
But I didn't-
Chantal said she look a hot mess.
Right.
Right.
I thought
Okay.
Karen's dress was very, no disrespect, looks. By no means am I suggesting that Karen doesn't look good. She does.
Right.
I just didn't think it was.
I thought it was her
I
daughter's
think
dress.
when people get dressed for things like that, it has to be a small part of you in there.
Mhm.
You know, like it would be you, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, which may not be worth a hill of beans. That didn't seem like Karen. That looked like something you would give Beyonce. I don't think anybody, maybe a scholar, could have pulled that dress
Well,
off.
you know, she is Beyonce according to her.
That's Kenya, first of all. But go
She
ahead.
could have pulled. I think a scholar could have pulled that dress off.
He said it too,
Oh,
but
we
I agree. It is
Karen's face. Oh well, y'all know who it is, but that's everybody's look.
Ashley looked stunning.
Yeah.
Ashley looked really good. I thought Gizelle
Yes.
looked pretty. I don't know what y'all was tripping off of. I think Robin looked pretty.
I
Actually,
do too.
it wasn't as pretty as on TV as it was in pictures to me.
Who,
You
Robin?
can't really see the detail of her dress, but I really liked Ashley's is a little bit more shinier.
Yes.
So you
And
can
you know,
Yeah,
Riley
no, there were no
knocks with
fails
Ashley's
for
dress.
me.
That's Monique's
yes,
friend.
I agree with that. There were really no fails.
Okay, let's see. We got a few comments. So Chantel said, "Now Giselle's wig, okay." But see, I'm gonna tell y'all about
Put that
Giselle.
picture back up.
Okay,
I
hold on.
didn't like her wig.
Wait a minute, Giselle
or-
has on a wig?
Yeah, Giselle has on a wig. I didn't like Giselle's wig or
Candice.
old girls, Candice, because they driving.
Oh,
Why
Lord,
did
I
somebody
didn't
post
download
that
that
Candice
picture.
looked
Yeah, I
like
might go.
somebody
Bumpy.
post that Candice looks like
Nutty
Jada
Professor.
Pinkett in that
Yes,
Eddie Murphy
I've got
movie.
the picture. If y'all give me a
Yeah.
sec, I'll load it.
in the
Child.
Nutty Professor.
Well, see, I feel
Yeah.
like Giselle with her wigs, Giselle likes her edges. Giselle has a lot of hair. So a lot of these people put all that stuff on their edges and it pulls their edges. Giselle just put us on a wig. She don't do all the lace frontage.
And
of it
she
all.
does partial wigs.
Yeah.
She does.
So I
Like
think that
usually the front of her hair is
because she has long hair, she don't care if people know she have on a wig. Where some people want people to think the wig is their hair.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference for her. Now I do think that she could do better wigs. I think she's
She has done, because I think Portia.
that's what I was about to say.
Wigs, and some look better, but I think you could tell wigs today because we're seeing them more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do too, Chantal.
So what do you think about Denise saying to Joy, dressing doesn't have an age on it. You're old as you feel.
I'm not arguing that. I mean, you could. For me, it didn't look appropriate. It didn't look. That's just.
Well,
how
I agree. It didn't look appropriate.
It didn't look appropriate. And I'm not saying that Karen doesn't look good. She looks fantastic. And she 57.
Wait a minute. Just said
did-
Robin was number one. I do think that some ages can't wear everything, but Karen's body forgives her. She can wear a lot that you might not normally think a senior citizen would be able to wear.
Oh, so she's a senior citizen, huh?
She is.
She gets AARP. Is that what you're saying?
Both her and Gizelle.
I get AARP.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get
What,
AARP
I
after 50.
assume.
I guess you do.
I'm
Robin
knocking
dress
on
number
50,
one,
so-
Mia number two. So Gizelle says she has the same stylist. Do you think Gizelle really has a stylist? I think it's just her and her friend.
I think she has that guy. She probably, I don't think Gizelle, this is the difference between Wendy and Gizelle. Gizelle is comfortable in her skin.
Okay.
She's so comfortable that even when people want to dog what she has, she has a sense of self to be able to say, but I like that. She doesn't change herself for the audience because that's what she feel comfortable in.
Oh, hey, Carla. So they need to leave Gizelle alone. I asked a question in one of the groups. I think it was ours and on our page. Do you find it admirable that Gizelle does not care and that she will be herself?
And not just admirable. Look, none of them can dress, in my opinion.
Amen.
None of them.
Oh my gosh, Chantal, we are definitely not coming for 51 because look.
Hold on, where are we? You're skipping down the comments, Callie. You can't. Look.
I agree.
Am I doing too much?
Yes.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry for interrupting. Y'all, I'm able to see the comments for the
I know
first
this
time.
is
I'm over
Kelly's
here
first
having
time
side
seeing
Can
conversations
we
with
comments.
not
myself.
read them out loud?
You are not supposed to.
But wait,
supposed to read them to
Chantal
yourself.
says, "Hey, I'm 51." Absolutely, honey.
We
And
getting
look,
there,
ain't nothing wrong with
Kelly.
51.
Yeah,
I would tell you I was the same age, but people think I'm 15, so I'm just gonna keep on letting them think that.
Kelly,
Okay, I'm
stop
gonna shut up.
reading them
Sorry.
out loud. Just read.
I
If
like
it's one that you
reading them.
want to discuss, then.
We
Not
have
the
to
knees,
wait.
Denise.
Listen, y'all. This is her
Okay, I'm
first
sorry.
time seeing comments. She been on her iPad, so she is team too much right now, but she gonna be okay. So what's wrong with people's knees? Who was too old for their knees? Yeah. Kelly.
What, her knees?
So
What?
Chantel, ain't nothing wrong being 51.
It's nothing wrong with being 51.
Ain't nothing wrong with it,
wouldn't
Chantel.
I certainly wouldn't wear anything like that. I ain't got
Karen's body
either. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't. It's just it looked like it just didn't look like that fit Karen. If it to me, it feels like there is somebody behind her pushing this look on her. Because it's certainly not what you saw seasons 1, 2, and 3. It's just not.
But y'all think about the hair.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my God. Listen, Eddie Murphy, if you listen, when you bring out part 3, Nutty Professor, call Candice.
She sure does
can act.
look like Buffy, though.
She definitely got the hair 2.0.
Y'all ain't right. Let me take this off. Y'all so wrong. Okay, so what else do we want to talk about before we get into this episode? Let's see. Karen's got a young stylist like Steve. Y'all, Steve, I posted.
Carla says we're freezing.
He looks good.
It's
considering that
it's hard for me not to read.
Had a look, a Steve Harvey look with them long zoot looking suits. He does.
Karen, okay, Project Runway.
Stop.
I don't like to see men.
Wait a minute. Carla said Karen went from madam to puppet to too much.
Where are you at, Kelly? Listen, I need you to be in control.
Am I reading too far ahead?
Yes.
Wait a minute, Carla. That's something. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Okay, so Project Runway supposedly did Karen's look, look for Wendy and a look for Gizelle. Wendy and her stylist didn't get along. I don't know why. And I heard that Karen and Gizelle were theirs. The episode hasn't aired because I've been watching it on Peacock. I have not seen the episode of them yet, but that's what happened. They were on there along with some other housewives. And so she said Karen went from a madame, stop it. The pup, we show her on that.
She's too old to be wearing a pool.
So Karen has had a lot of work, which she has. What are you confused about, Chantel? We reading out of order. We sorry. Steve,
that's my fault.
He's too old.
But Carla,
I feel like some of his outfits Steve was a mess. But anyway, let's get to the story.
How did we get to talking about Steve?
I don't know. It's time. So,
somebody
Mia, they talked about Mia and being honest. Does anybody really feel like Mia has been honest at all on the show?
I think so. I mean,
no, and I love it.
That upscale place, somebody posted.
She's not initially honest.
She wasn't. There isn't a stripper pole. That was one of the things that she was trying to clear. Is that it is a stripper establishment. It's a what we used to call a. I don't want to say the word, but I'm gonna say
a gentleman's club.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's club. Like there is no stripper pole. There is just a place where women go and they do wear ball gowns. Like she was really.
Can you put up the pictures?
Are you saying a brothel?
Do you have the pictures to show?
It's not a brothel. A brothel.
Oh, I thought you said it was a brothel.
No, it's.
Do you have the pictures to show, Joy?
I put them in the thing. I put them in the thing.
She didn't. Let me see if I can find them.
Yeah, I put them in there this morning, earlier today.
I found one. Let me see.
But it's a nice place.
Do you all think that? So let's see. No, she didn't. She did a lot of backpedaling.
She didn't. She was trying to explain the situation, particularly about the strip club. It's not a strip club. There is a difference. I wish if we could show you these pictures. It's not a strip club. It is a place where people can go. I'm assuming there are different levels to it, and the girls can take off their clothes.
But she did.
Yeah, but
Hi,
they
Charlotte. How are
they don't
you?
dance on a pole. There isn't one girl that's dancing and people are watching. There
Somewhat.
isn't throwing money. It is different. It's just different. We think of Gentlemen's Club was what we saw. Remember that movie? It's not like that.
Players Club.
Players Club. It
Okay,
was
The Players
so when
Club.
you take your clothes off,
It's still a strip club. It just doesn't have the
period.
pole.
It's just,
Okay.
I think, but there's a difference. A gentleman's club, you have to pay to get in. A strip club, it may not be a cover
Oh,
charge.
it ain't a cover charge. How you know, Joy? You know what I mean?
I've never actually
How do
been
you
to
know,
a strip.
Joy?
I honestly have never been. And
What
I ain't
night
gonna
do you
lie,
go?
that's a place I just wanted to go because I'm
I used to. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all when I was
but
in
I've never
college,
been to a strip
we
club.
went to a strip club
Never.
every weekend, and I love Thug Passion, and that's all I'm gonna say. So, anyway, back to it.
Oh, I've been.
Oh, if you talk about men strippers,
yeah.
oh, okay, I've been one of them.
Oh, that's what
When they used to do those travel with those reviews.
yes, I love
Yeah.
it. So,
But I've never been to one where a woman.
okay, we got a lot of comments.
But
I
that was
got the
when I
pictures.
was
I'm gonna put them
younger.
up in a second.
Please
When
find
you
that
take
picture.
your clothes off, it's
Monty,
called-
yeah, the
hold
picture
on.
is needed, child. You pay. Okay, hold on.
Okay, where are we
You-
talking about,
we-
Kelly? What you talking about? Where are
I don't
we?
know. I'm just reading. I'm sorry.
Okay, when
G
you take
walking
your
around.
clothes
G
off,
walking
it's called-
around without the shoes on, child. Why was G walking around without the shoes on? Now we know he left his
Where are
shoes
you?
at the shoe
Okay, Kelly,
shine.
listen. I have to
Okay.
direct this in an order, y'all. Y'all are getting me confused.
Me and Chantal are trying to figure out the shoe issue, but I'm gonna
Well,
shut
let's
up.
get to that. Hold on. Okay, let's just skip all this. Where are we at?
Stop.
You
We're
take
just
your
gonna
clothes
skip a
off.
lot. Where are y'all at? All right. I don't see
Well,
anything
just
about
yeah.
shoes.
Look, we walk around barefoot up in the dirty club, even though they serve pork chops. I mean,
All right, so G, you
even
pay to get okay. You pay to get in strip clubs. So Denise
Mhm.
knows. So what do y'all think about when Denise says when you take your clothes off, it's stripping? Does that not
I'm
pole or
not
not?
arguing. I don't think that we're arguing there, but I think that there's
yes,
a difference between a gentleman's club and a stripper club. In the strip club, in my head, I'm not that I'm a connoisseur because I'm not. 'Cause I ain't never been to either. But I'm just saying when I think of a gentleman,
you
that's
sounding
terrible.
kind of
That's a
connoisseurs,
terrible.
but I'm just
It was
saying.
more upscale.
So
Uh-oh.
they're kind of blurry. I think they were really small for some
Like
reason
when
on
I
my
think
end.
of a strip club, I think of
It looks good though. It
cement
looks like a
floor.
Las Vegas saloon.
This is some of the
Yeah.
pictures. Was this it? Those two? That's all I saw.
Yes, it
Okay,
was
so
another
this
one,
is
but
the
yeah,
club.
it was terrible.
Okay, that's the club. So do y'all think that's stripperish?
They said you can Google
It
it.
doesn't
They
look
said
it, but
a
it's
gentleman's club.
definitely a stripper club. Walking around them juices and stuff.
That
Yes.
sounds nasty. Okay,
It's
so you
just
got to.
disgusting.
Okay, so listen, you got to. Denise, how you know all this? You pay to get in, and you have to buy a 2-drink minimum. Well, at the one she was at, you had to buy steak and lobster. So it was upscale. It was not just a rum and coke. Okay. Okay. Oh, it looks like prostitution. Oh. Okay. Let me put
High dollar
Did
prostitution.
she say it was in Charlotte?
I don't know, but I'm about to put this up because we ain't gonna get sued. Anything we say, it's our opinion, people. Okay. Because we're not getting sued up in here. All right, so let me keep going, y'all, because we got to do Huntsville too. So they talked about Gizelle's fashions. Why do you think they always come for her? Why do I have us up here, y'all?
I don't understand that either.
Why do they
I
always?
think people are just used to her being the name to talk about.
Okay.
I'm gonna just
messing with
say
you like
that
a king.
I think that Karen has created a narrative that is kind of caught on, because in my opinion, she don't dress any better than her.
She does
Now,
not with her
Right.
I will admit I have seen her. I'm talking about Gizelle in some crazy off right, because it seems like when they went to wherever that country was that they went, the last international trip,
yes,
and
it was
she had on
bad.
like the sequence pants and
With a hat and a scarf.
It was a lot. And
Yeah.
all you can do is laugh. But generally speaking, she, in my opinion, we've talked about this. It looked like Gizelle dressed like she buys her clothes out of Astro. And if you all remember Astro, that used to be when I was young in the 90s, that was like the First Ladies magazine.
It's the First Ladies.
All those pretty church hats and that sort of thing. And to me, it's kind of like she still dresses like a racy First Lady.
She dressed like Mary.
She
y'all know
dressed,
the singing
she
group?
dressed like a,
That's what she dressed like. So do y'all watch the Pank? What's it called? I love the Pank with Uncle Clifford. Do y'all watch that show? What's it called, Charlotte?
No, I was wondering what that was. What is that?
Oh my God, it's so good. What's it called? P Valley. P Valley on Stars. Watch it. Okay, because hold on.
And that's about strippers.
I actually like what she wears. She wears practical clothes. That's how she dresses. Okay, so here we go. Because she's messy and doesn't tell her own business. On the cool, Karen is probably jealous of Gizelle because she's pretty. Gizelle dresses her age and she doesn't try to go all out with designer. With Karen West Indies, she doesn't wear designer. So
I don't think she's jealous of her because she's pretty, but I do think that there is an envy because Gizelle has become the face of this franchise. I do believe that Karen kind of saw herself at some point. And I'll say that when they were pushing back Sharice's
who y'all talking about? Big.
That's Mia. Go ahead, Joy.
When they were pushing back Sharice's role on the show, I kind of thought that Karen was going to be really the face of this show, but Gizelle just came out of the wing.
She did.
And she didn't just become the face of this franchise. She became almost a company girl because you see her doing things with with Bravo, a lot of stuff with Bravo that you just weren't seeing. And Gizelle is much more agreeable than, say, an unfortunate Nene, because Nene was definitely a face of almost all the franchises. But, she's
not
Gizelle
Sasquatch.
Who
are called Sasquatch?
Charlotte said Giselle commands attention with no effort. The sliding wig did her in Missouri County. Man, that was the best episode.
And that was one of the few episodes that I liked that Karen could laugh at herself.
I love it.
Because I would have been horrified. If my wig, because y'all know her hair is braided and she got on a cap underneath it. So I would have been horrified had that been me and I'm on national TV.
They say, that's jealous. That's why they're so worried about Jamal and his mess. Giselle is just calm. Giselle is more approachable than Karen.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so let's get into that. I
definitely agree with that.
So, I want to talk about this because I have a note. Candice said Mia lied from jump, and she lied about her vagina surgery. Now, if you have C-sections, do you need vagina surgery?
Well, I was just talking to, and I hate to, I'm to tell all my business.
Tell us, girl.
But I was just recently, my last OB visit, I refused to do surgery. So I'm trying to do all of this alternative stuff. My last baby was a C-section. And that's because she was transverse. She was sideways in my stomach. Anyway, my bladder has been messed up since the day I had her. And I keep having my uterus is prolapse.
Okay.
So it sits sometimes on my bladder. And I don't have the incontinence like I don't urinate on myself.
Gotcha.
I go from 3 to 10.
You gotta go.
When I say I gotta go, I gotta go. So I when she was talking, that's not my business, but I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about that. I said, if she could have a prolapse, or she may have, because usually they want to give you they want to just remove your whole uterus.
They do, yeah.
36. And just think about it. If you've had a C-section, when they pull your baby out, your guts and everything come out.
Everything.
Pull that baby out, and then all they do is push it back in.
Ooh.
She didn't have that happen 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
Now, there's plenty of women that have had 2 and 3 C-sections, but they usually tell you after like 3, it becomes dangerous.
It is dangerous. It really is to keep cutting you. So Mia has a flat.
I've had one C-section.
It can affect the pelvic floor.
She ain't right.
And you can even get insurance to pay for that if you can let them know that you're having leakage issues.
Yeah.
So maybe she got to do insurance.
You just don't know. My point was, that's not our business. Maybe she should have told us that she had her work down there.
Right.
But, I understood what she was saying. Because you just don't know that prolapse affects, it could be painful for things. I just have the uterine issues, but you just never know.
You don't know. Mia wouldn't know the truth if she called her on the phone. I have to believe her. Hey, Velma.
Hi, Velma. That Mia is terrible at is telephone. Now, I would believe her on telephone, but if she's talking about herself generally, I believe she's telling the truth. But if she starts talking about, although I don't believe she was telling us the whole truth about her mom and that last incident, but again, I don't think she necessarily was lying.
Denise ain't right. She said that's a common issue with women, but that ain't Mia's issue. She like them big.
As you get older,
like them big. It's fine with big.
Better, but that is.
They nothing wrong with getting them tight. If you want them tight, get them tight. Okay, I ain't mad at y'all.
Well, maybe the
Mia's have had a lot of
4 C-sections.
I mean, but they said that doesn't. If you read like
eggplant.
You don't know what? Okay, Callie. You know what eggplant is.
Callie, we can't get through this. Like, you keep reading the Can you, seriously?
What I do?
We can't even think.
What I do?
You keep reading out.
You read out
what
loud.
Do?
Okay, move it up. Okay.
Oh.
So,
well, look, I'd like to know what our people are saying.
I'm putting it on the screen. Just give me a chance. Do y'all think G help build the VIP area of the script club? Somebody listen, y'all. Gator's on you, Callie. You gonna let Gator do you like that, Callie?
You, they say
what they?
Mute your mic. They're telling us to mute your mic. Stop.
Gator, you ain't right, Gator.
Oh boy. Okay.
Listen, Callie, they said your eyes moving side to side.
Right. That's she read.
This is her first time seeing comedy.
You ain't be paying us no attention. We gonna get to that.
Okay,
Let's get on with this show. Go on, Callie.
I'm just trying to see what the people are saying. I'm just gonna shut up though.
So is G a part owner or is he a customer? Or is he both?
I can't believe it. All that stuff that went on. That's what I have no idea. I can't even believe you kept that in your mental Rolodex.
She said that she didn't like G, but when he gave money to Haiti, I guess somebody is he Haitian?
Her
friend was Haitian. Okay.
I can't believe you remember that. Come on.
Oh, I took notes. So okay, let's get to Miss Wendy. Okay. He's a donor. What is he donating? And what is he don? Oh, he got his eggplant. He's a donor of eggplant. Okay. Into what? That's so bad.
Eggplant. Can I ask a question? What is the eggplant and the PP?
You don't know the eggplant emoji, Kelly?
What is the connection?
You don't know the eggplant emoji?
What?
Eggplant emoji means, and a banana emoji. What do you think?
Like a penis because of the size?
There you go.
Or what?
Yes, the sizes.
It's a penis?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Callie, you ain't got no eggplant emojis? Oh, y'all, please help Callie.
An eggplant emoji.
So what do y'all think about Wendy?
I'm thinking about eggplant salad tossing. Y'all doing too much.
Oh, Mia said her mom had her kids. Didn't she say that her mom wasn't going to watch her kids anymore?
Well, the part that
they made up
is that her mother, they went on vacation. They decided to stay a few extra days. They kind of put her mom in a rock and a hard place. She said yes, she probably didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids was getting on her nerves. So the mama called and panicked about what to feed the kids. And then they try to act like it's something wrong with the mother and whether or not they should keep her. I did not like that. That's her mother, her situation, but it's kind of unfair to ask your mom and, you know, what is she going to say? No, come home right now. She could have, but she probably didn't want to. And her panicking was her way of probably, it made them nervous. And, you know, but you have to keep your word when you're dealing with, because her mama don't owe her nothing.
That's right.
That's what, as a person, even when your parents weren't parents when they were young, you know, I've told you all my story, which is somewhat not as similar as hers, but somewhat. My mother didn't owe me anything. The best thing that she could have given me was an apology and a therapist.
And that's what me and me. I think y'all done read Callie off, honey. She gonna read from not on the thing.
She coming back.
She'll be back. So let's get to Wendy. So Chantel said Wendy had her hot. You don't tell that right there.
That was so.
You don't tell anyone to
all
shut
she
up.
said was, "What did she say to make her say shut up?"
It was
shut up. It was.
Oh, I think it was when
I tell you what it was.
You remember? Okay, go ahead.
It was. Do y'all remember at the drive-by? I mean, at the drive-by video.
Mm-hmm.
Gizelle had mentioned that her mother was going by each one of the people talking, and Wendy said a real friend would have told her that her mother was talking about everybody.
Yes.
That's what she was saying. And so she was saying, are you talking? Shut up. That's because Wendy should have told her that.
Yes.
So in other words, Candice didn't know actually what happened until she saw the show. And see, that's why I said Wendy was being messy. And this was one of the questions that somebody said. Wendy was being messy and kind of inserted herself in this situation because she didn't have to. So her and Mia ends up getting into it because of what Wendy said, but the real issue was always her mother. It wasn't Wendy. I mean, it wasn't Mia. It was her mom. And she was saying a real friend would have told her that. Your mom was going around saying so and so. Yeah, Mia asked a question.
We'll get on the Jamal timeline. I skipped down. So I understood. Hold on. So they said they understood what Wendy was doing. However, how she went about it was an epic fail.
It was.
But the tummy tuck is next week. But
it was really sad because this is a real situation that now affects her family moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. But that's why I was saying Wendy shouldn't have went over there and said anything to her. Look, you could have watched it back later. Wendy wants to be messy, and she only told her because she was beefing with Mia. If it had been anybody else that she was beefing with at the time, she wouldn't have said anything. But because she had an issue with Mia, she did it, because she wouldn't have did it if Karen had done it. I don't even think at that time she would have even done it if Gizelle had.
No, she wouldn't have.
Because they weren't beefing. She only did it because it was Mia.
So do you all believe that? Because I feel like you can't call a black woman aggressive at times.
You can, if it fits the definition. Google.
But I'm just saying in social media world. So Charlotte said that Wendy is rude, aggressive, condescending, but for no real reason.
Wait a minute.
People feel that way.
You can't call somebody rude or aggressive, but somebody could tell another person to shut up.
Yeah,
I can call you rude and aggressive, but you can stand over somebody and tell them that if these MF and cameras wasn't here, that you would whoop they MF and behind. But you can't say aggressive. You can't say aggressive, but then you can associate somebody's fathers' infidelity with whether or not their children should be around
them.
But some reason we can't call her aggressive. Wendy has been aggressive. Google aggressive. It literally means ready to attack, ready to pounce, and that's what she is. She wouldn't even let Robin get one sentence out before she just start attacking. She is in attack mode, and she knew mad. She ain't even old mad.
But it's over.
This happened 7 months ago, and she act like this just happened to her today.
I said that to somebody. I said they have talked about everybody's husband because she does not like Gizelle, and everything Gizelle does is wrong. I like everybody, but I was like, Wendy is mad about something that they have not mentioned since Williamsburg. This has not been said the whole time since then. Also, people did not like Wendy when she was 4 degrees, Jermaine Jackson sideburn, $1 million in debt Wendy. Now that she doesn't like Gizelle, everybody loves her, and I don't understand.
I don't think so. I think that people are going to turn against her. Unfortunately, I'm gonna tell you why. Because she's getting in her own way. Just even what she did, and what she did on Wendy Williams' show with Michael Rappaport is a perfect example. Wendy, for whatever reason, wants to be down so bad. Like, you are going on national TV and Michael Rappaport asks you, are you a Nicki Minaj fan? And you trying to quote Nicki Minaj. And I want to know, how do you pull up in Sri Lanka?
That's what she said. She said,
I'm so confused.
Did y'all?
It wasn't necessary. You want to prove that you down, and it's like, it's not necessary. You're trying to pander into an audience that don't want to be pandered to. Because her real life would have been more interesting.
She back. What happened?
I had to log out and stop reading these comments so we could get through the call.
Yeah, and it looks better.
It does?
Yeah, that's the clear. I did. I just messaged you, said, get on your iPad. Don't get back on your phone.
Right. It looks better.
So we're talking about Wendy, and then we're going to go back to Jamal Gator. We are going back because I forgot. I think I skipped my notes through Callie's reading. So we're talking about Wendy and being aggressive. Do you think that Wendy was aggressive at the reunion?
Yes, and why? Why was she, though?
I can't believe you said that. Come on, let me be quiet.
She was getting on my nerves. Yeah. What did you say?
I want you to talk.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking, Callie. Denise. I want Denise because Denise is a Wendy's person. Do you think Wendy was aggressive, Denise? Everybody else is saying yes.
She was doing too much, just out of the blue. It's like she felt because she was in that first chair, she had to say something. She was doing too much.
Charlotte,
where we at?
Charlotte, I think you may have a point. She says that she's making excuses for Candice on Williams, but she also says we are watching her try to figure out who she really is. Now, I kind of agree with that because we don't know who she is, and I don't know if she knows who she is.
She does not.
Because she doesn't know. She's so do you know the difference between 4 degrees, a doctorate, teaching at job hopping to the hood rat she wants to be? It's so confusing. Do you know how many women are in between that? It's crazy. But nobody, I can't relate because I don't know what split personality I'm watching. It's so weird to me.
This comment that you made, Denise, we normally agree on a lot, but this does not make sense because Wendy interrupted everybody the entire night. And everybody had the nerve to tell Mia to shut up. So Denise said she needed to shut up, saying Mia needed to shut up because nobody was talking to her. That's called interrupting, over talking, inconsiderate, and rude. That was Wendy the entire night. She was interrupted. Robin couldn't even get a sentence out.
Right.
Not even a whole
She was rude. She was being really, really rude.
It's like she's sitting on mad. I don't like and to this day, even Gizelle said this in the interview. And when she said it, I thought, wow, out loud. She was like, when you're dealing with somebody that's mad with you, they at least identify the emotion. She has yet to identify. Like if she said she could deal with it if she was saying, I'm disappointed at you. I thought we were better. I feel sad because of X, Y, and Z, but all we're seeing is angry.
Yeah.
And all of those emotions are behind something, but she hasn't put a name on it. She hasn't, and she's too old and got too much education not to know how to articulate herself.
That's true.
Writing a doctorate, writing a thesis is not an easy thing. I mean, you have to be able to come up with something and argue it down to the bone.
Yeah.
That's not easy. I just don't understand how why she won't articulate her feelings.
And why would she have sat there and said anything to anybody about the missionary position?
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything? That was in my notes, but I didn't want to say it.
It was crazy because she was trying to say, basically, why you getting all this stuff done to your body parts when and all I kept thinking is, what's jacked up about that? This is just me. Missionary may not be the most sexiest, but it's the most intimate.
It's the most deepest.
It can be the most.
It can be the deepest.
It can be. It's one thing if you being raped and you just sitting there, waiting for time to be over. But if you are dealing with, your spouse, that's the most intimate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the most open you can be. I don't care what nobody says.
And then the words that she used with it, she said, well, if it's missionary, you can't get your puss all beat up with missionary.
Yeah, she's weird. That's why she's fine. I don't know what's wrong with her.
All right.
This is really who she is.
Yeah. So Carla said Eddie cheated and brought her tits in a butt, and she done got loud and ghetto like Tisha's mother. You talking about Wanda? You be talking about Miss Wanda.
Ooh, somebody else said today, I was talking to my cousin, and she was saying that she thought that she had a speech impediment or something. And I didn't pick that up. Yeah.
She does. She has a list.
That's what she said. And I said, I'm normal. But I thought maybe it was coming from someone that's trying to articulate on camera, or somebody who also has a parents that spoke a foreign language and they really try to. Some people don't want to have an accent.
Yeah.
You think it's from like her Nigerian accent?
Correct. And although she was born here, I believe, or was
got a list.
I don't know. She could be right. I'm gonna pay it more attention. But my cousin mentioned it today.
Oh, I thought you were a Wendy person, Denise. I love Candice.
I used to love Wendy.
Yeah, she does try to diagnose people like she's a doctor, like an MD doctor.
She does.
Yes, I agree.
What did she say?
And then the timelines with Gizelle.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Oh my gosh, she was really reaching. When Gizelle said we broke up in early January or February. And what did Wendy say? Well, Jamal said something in December. Okay, so let me think about that. December and January is what? A couple weeks, a couple days apart? Wendy, stop. You reaching. She didn't give an exact date. She said a roundabout. And you're just going to go out there and say,
December. And people want to dog her so bad, but you could go to Jamal's Instagram right now because it's still there, and go to Christmas Day. And if you go to Christmas Day, for his kids and his father, he had bought stuff at Black businesses. So on Christmas Day, Jamal did a shout out, his actual voice, and I can't remember if his head was in there, but anyway, he gave a shout out to the vendors where he bought these Christmas gifts, and they are sitting in a living room behind a purple wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you said
that. I saw that.
All I kept thinking is that's definitely Giselle's house.
Yeah, they were together.
But
you know what I mean?
And that was Christmas Day. It was his father, it was him, and the kids.
Hold on. Gator wants to say something. Let me go to Gator.
But
I'm skipping around comments right now. No, but Gizelle said it was after the holidays. But Jamal gets the Instagram post in December. He said he was single. He did not say he was in a relationship.
And
he said, I'm single.
Let's put it in
If you're not married, you're single.
He was talking about that woman because Monique had said that he was having an affair, or whatever word she used, it was something that you use toward a married man. He was saying, "I'm single. I could have dated whoever I wanted to date." He's still single.
He's still single.
I
don't understand how a pastor is single for this long, though. Does that make sense to y'all?
He don't want to stop, running in them streets.
Because you would think you would want him to get married because he's a sexual being. He just is.
And he's a good-looking sexual being.
Right.
Okay.
He was talking about the other woman. He wasn't talking about Gizelle at that time.
He was talking about the other woman.
Yeah, he said he was single.
He said he was single.
But he is single.
He is single. And y'all, in any faced walks of life, you are single until you are married.
Yeah.
Engaged, married. Dating is still single. Wendy was engaged is still single.
Right. But she was just set on proving Gizelle wrong. So
but I will admit I was disappointed because at the end of that video, because I watched it, I wish he had been clearer on where he stands with her. But I thought he was pretty clear just by opening up the thing, opening up the binder and kind of mocking fun at her that they were together. And he said something like in that video, because Gizelle and I are together or something to that point. And he has told people that they were together. Like a week or so after the reunion, I remember, what's the new girl, Drew Sidora. Drew Sidora said she was in a plane recently and said that Jamal, she sat next to Jamal and they were talking.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jamal had flat out told her that they were together because she used to go to his church years ago when Gizelle was the first lady. And they were sitting on the plane talking about his relationship. Gizelle is a lot better than I am because I'll be trying to explain. But the reality is, you all, people who kind of want her for whatever reason to be down because for whatever reason, some people take enjoyment of seeing a pretty girl unhappy, a pretty girl down. And so, and I'm not saying that that's the case with everybody, but I've noticed that people take glee in that. Even Gizelle mentioned that to Wendy. She said, I see that she's taking she's getting enjoyment out of this. There are people that get enjoyment.
She was happy
out of that. That's weird to me. Like, I can't stand Candice, but I don't want her mama and her husband fighting over no silliness from this show. Like, I don't want Chris them fighting. I wouldn't want that. I don't understand that.
But she is his ex-wife.
She is.
And he didn't say baby mama. Now that might be disrespectful.
Yeah, I mean, he is. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I would have even felt some type of way had he called her his girlfriend. What was he supposed to call her?
Well, she is. Gizelle may not show emotions, but I will give her props. She is a good mother. Yeah, Denise said that about her up here. She said Gizelle is an emotional person. I'm not an emotional person either, though. It can be good and bad. When she really do hurt, no one would know. That's me. I will not let you know. No one would sympathize. We don't want sympathy. No one would treat her good. I just don't want it. I don't need your sympathy. No one would treat her good when she is hurting. And the saddest thing is she will go through it alone. Yeah, I'll go through it alone.
Yeah.
I will never forget the episode when her and Sherman had broke up and she was at her
at the hairdresser
shop.
Oh yeah.
And she was talking to the hairdresser and she said, "Can you give me a moment?" And she left and she went down the hall. The cameras was trying to follow her, but she just turned her head. You know,
I think that really liked Sherman. Yes, and nobody ever says anything about them ruining, because her girls love Sherman. They hurt her, not only her, but her kids when they did that with Sherman. And nobody cares about that because it was okay with her.
Nobody, and the people talk about ruining people's relationships.
That was
a systematic. Do you not realize that Karen invited his ex-wife to an event? That was supposed to confront Gizelle. Gizelle and them didn't go.
Yeah.
Once they found out she was coming, Gizelle and Robin didn't go. Actually, they popped up with street clothes on just to go off on Karen. They were being messy. Then you had Sharice and Monique that then went and first of all put that man's real business on the street. Now he did.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was horrible.
It may have been on local Potomac news, but if you didn't live in Potomac, none of us knew that man's business.
Right.
Now everybody knows that man's business. That was
and
jacked
his kids
up.
will now
All
know if they didn't already.
all because they don't like Gizelle.
It's okay. And nobody even says anything about how they was wrong about that. That never comes up on anything. But they always want to say
Monique apologized once about it, didn't she? Monique apologized to Gizelle about it.
Gator, by that time, Sharice and her husband were separated and not together.
They were separated the day that she filmed.
When she started filming.
When she started filming,
she was not trying to say her marriage was
even
over.
living at her house. Even when her daughter had her 17-year-old birthday, they didn't even know he was going to show up.
If she trying to save her marriage, she ain't going to be with no fireman. If you trying to save something, you ain't going to be dating no fireman. It was over.
Yeah, that was hard for her too. Okay, so let me ask. I know we are about to.
We are so off the topic.
Why did Andy bring up the taxes? Why did that need to be brought up?
I think they do that because they got so much dirt on everybody else. And they don't have anything on Gizelle. So they keep attaching stuff with Jamal to her. And
that's really sad too.
It was some taxes from 2008. But as she said, I don't have no liens. I done bought my house.
She bought my house. None of them own the house. Karen don't own her house.
Because Karen didn't rent.
Karen ain't even trying to own it. Rent.
She can't. She cannot own a house. That was actually a dig that people didn't get.
Yeah,
Karen and Ray cannot buy a house for a long time.
Yeah, they still paying the IRS. Bill
Gates. I think she really wants her family. A lot of people get stuck. I think that's what it is. She really thought she wanted her family back.
I agree.
I don't know if he'll ever get married.
That was admirable. To me, to sit there and say that she was lonely, to me, is jacked up.
Joy, you must.
That's Sharice and Gizelle are like the best of friends. If you follow them on Instagram, they're always together partying. So evidently they yes. They was just at a birthday party this weekend. Sharice and Gizelle for one of their friends. It's on her story.
Making that comment.
Now it probably could have messed with her alimony, but I think Sharice is all right.
I'm trying to see.
Karen and Ray may have the house in the kids' name. That it's gonna be in Raven and Ray Jr.'s name. Is his name Ray Jr.? Or it ain't his son. Whatever his name. Well, whatever his I don't know the son name. So Andy needs to go. He keeps a lot of mess going, but isn't that what he's supposed to do?
Well, not when your mess.
Oh no, somebody says mine, Joy.
Not when your mess
something
is.
Y'all probably never heard at all about Jamal.
He said that.
What's the lie,
Candice?
Denise? What's not true?
What happened about Jamal in the church community?
You ain't gotta call me no lie now. We
don't know. She ain't lying.
Good job, Denise. Okay.
What's the lie?
What happened?
I do follow him.
Your cell went after Karen about her taxes in May.
And I mean, I don't care what he does. He ain't on the show.
Karen gave Robin grace and didn't tear into her like they did to Karen.
Well, Robin's taxes were feasible to pay that week.
It wasn't even $100,000. Hers was like $90,000.
Robin just needs to sell like 3 hats and it's done. Karen is going to be paying for it. It was in the Washington Post, y'all. Karen's story made national news.
It was like millions.
He owes millions?
Yes, he owes. You don't you remember I said you gotta make millions to owe millions? Do you remember that?
She lies so much. I don't know what to believe when she speaks. So,
you said people didn't know none of the things about Jamal until the show. I don't remember, Joy. Did you say that, Joy?
What did I say? People didn't know none of the things about Jamal until the show, but that is people knew about him.
I don't remember her saying that.
Who said that?
That's what Denise said you said.
But she
I don't think
he owed 1.5 million.
Okay, so with the tax thing, Giselle, Joy might want to tell this, but Gizelle says she did it to try to make a joke so people don't talk about it anymore. And people don't really talk about his tax issues right now.
Yeah, she said that when that story came out, they had to address it. So she was trying to be goofy. She figured we'll laugh at Karen, make these stupid t-shirts, and try to make it light. Well, of course, Karen didn't find it funny. But it kind of took the pressure off of them. Nobody wanted to watch a show where they're detailing what taxes his company paid or didn't pay.
It can be payback. I ain't mad about Andy asking, but the fact is she didn't owe the money.
It would have been better maybe had Karen brought it up, because Karen would have had a reason to dig into her. It just was odd for Andy to bring it up to me. But no, I
don't think they're angry at each other. I just don't think
I don't even think they talk anymore.
I don't think they talk. I'm assuming they're not.
Yeah, that's
well, let me see what else I got on these notes, y'all. We love us in Potomac. We keep on.
Karen she lies often. I don't. That's just her nature.
If y'all watch the reunion, the whether or not Karen tells the truth has been the center of conversation at every reunion.
Now, Gator, I will say I agree with you on that, because Joy has been telling us that a lot of times we spoke about it, that she was doing it to make it easier. I don't agree.
Well, that's what Gizelle thought.
But I'm just used to hearing it now. Heck.
I don't think. I mean,
I was just talking about making it a joke out of the taxes. That's what she was, because she said she didn't want to deal with. Nobody wanted to deal with the details line for line on who he owed. She didn't think that would make interesting TV. And if I don't know if you all are like really big on the show, Gizelle really does think she's a producer.
She said it.
She really does produce the show. Think she produces a story, and she didn't think that would make an interesting story for us to watch. So, but she thought it would be goofy and funny to make those t-shirts. And I do agree that Karen, of course, didn't find it funny, but I mean, it was goofy. It was, and she's goofy.
Okay, she really does. Said that it seems like Jamal part. I feel like the Jamal part was brought out of the blue too. Like he was not on the show. Right. They claim she didn't talk about him the whole show, even though she brought him up 6 times. Why are you talking about him at the reunion?
Right.
I don't understand. But when someone
calls Gizelle out about her stuff, you guys have an issue with it. It's tip.
I think people should call all of them out. I love it when everybody get called out. I'm an equal opportunity person.
I hear what you're saying, Gator. I mean, I get it.
Get them, Gator. That's
just Gator. It's not us. It's really me. I'm like Gizelle. It's not them. It's just me. Let's call a spade a spade.
It's Joy.
I like Gizelle.
I like Gizelle too. But
Karen didn't owe the money. It was raised. But according to Karen, she's the wife, so she would have been liable for it as well.
Karen helped pay some of it.
Giselle didn't owe the taxes. Nobody even accused her of it. But yet, they're asking her about it on this show.
They did ask her. And he was messaging at the time. And Karen paid some of those taxes for him. She helped him pay some.
And made him apologize to her on the camera. Child.
That's cool.
Thank you for helping me out, wife. I know that's not normally what a wife should do.
But evidently, Gizelle then must have filed separate or something, because she does not owe any money on these taxes. If she owed the money, we would know, because this is a long, old story. And she would know by now. So evidently, she talked to her tax person. Hopefully, it ain't the same one Ray used. And they told her that she didn't have to pay. Okay?
The same one Ray used.
Ray or Teresa. We're going to talk about Teresa. I do not favor anybody. Only person I really think I'm having issues with right now is Wendy. But I like everybody else. I feel like Wendy is not being her true self. It bothers me, because if you watch a reality TV show, you want people to be them true selves. She rehearses in the mirror, trying to figure out what she gonna say and how I'm Zen win. Like, she practiced that probably 100 times.
I like what Ashley said in an interview. She was interviewed by somebody, I don't know who it was. And one of the things that they were talking about was Wendy altering herself, because maybe she read some of the reviews or some of the boards and what people were saying about her. And I like what Ashley said. She said, you know what, that's actually sad thing.
It is.
Because they didn't pick her because of what she
these
could
people
give the
said.
audience.
Yeah.
They saw something special in her and thought she would be good for the show.
Yeah.
So for her to alter her personality is just not. She made a really good point.
Right.
Yeah, I was watching.
But I will
listening
say
to
about
Go ahead.
What Denise just said about us and Gizelle. I think we do all like Gizelle, but I was not happy with Gizelle when she kind of went at Candice for Candice's mouth.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I didn't really.
Okay, so this is what I see in it, and people may be mad at me, but on this, I feel Gizelle is right, and I like Candice. Like, Candice is like one of my favorites, even though her mouth is crazy. With Monique, Candice walked away several times.
She did.
It was not justified what Monique did to her. But with Mia, Candice called her every name in the book. She talked about this lady throughout the entire house, threw something at her, told her that she was a basic. I mean, she just kept going at this lady, at her. If somebody would have, they shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. But if anybody could have snapped at that moment, you always say you cannot tell how somebody's going to come back at you. That's like y'all's main thing that y'all say.
We're one of those little buzzards at.
You say that every time we talk about Candice.
And it's still true.
You cannot. So they cannot be mad if somebody hit Candice in that moment. I don't want Mia to.
Hit Candice in the moment? Is that what you just said?
You just said you can't dictate how somebody reacts to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you cannot dictate if Mia hit her.
That's
right?
True.
Okay, so that's what Gizelle was saying. The same thing that you just said.
Okay, here's the thing though. Gizelle sat and told Candice, you need to edit yourself. No, I don't.
Yes, she needs to edit her mouth a little bit.
Can we have a discussion on why Mia maybe need to edit herself? You don't know us, Mia. You've been on this TV show for all of 30 seconds, and you up here asking my mother about my personal business? You better be happy that's all I'm doing is calling your mama low budget. Let's just be clear. But the focus is to just go off on Candice. It's amazing to me how that's the part that Gizelle went right to.
Okay, Candice, so you're trying to tell me that because Mia
is reacting, and because you can't control it, how are we talking about what happened after the fact? Who started the mess? Let's just say that. Who started the mess?
So are you trying to say that because somebody came up to you and asked your mom? No, let me ask my question.
Who started the mess though? But you ain't answered my question yet.
I don't know who started the mess because they both are messy. But my point is, okay, say Mia did start the mess. Mia started.
She did.
Okay, so because Mia asked her mom a question about who's funding this, then Candice has the right to go around this house and just go after her. Call her Jolly Green Giant. Call her mama low budget. For just one question that she asked her mama. Call her lady of the night. Call her night
husband that she
saying her husband got her from the gutter. Saying that God made her basic. One thing that she said. Call Candice and say all this.
She only said one thing?
What else did she say?
Well, according to Candice, she said it wasn't so much about you asking my mama about Chris's pay. It was more about you calling my video shoot, my baby, low budget. So, okay, you pissed me off once, and that's fine. It is what it is. But now you tell me my stuff is low budget? I'm coming for you.
So then it's time to just go after her the whole time.
Well,
I'm telling you.
Candice decides to. What you just said here and wanted me to stress, that you can't, determine how somebody's going to react, that will always be the truth. You can't. Mia started it. And that's exactly what Candice said on the couch during the reunion. Candice said, I am always responding to what someone else has done to her.
Well, let me just say this. If I was on this show with Candice, if she gonna respond to me just kind of being saying stuff to her, and if she gonna call me every name in the book besides a child of God, I wouldn't talk to her no more.
Mia didn't say anything to her. Mia said it to her mom.
So why doesn't Candice go off on Gizelle like that? Because Gizelle said all that to her, and Candice said nothing.
Gizelle said what to her?
Candice was when she said, "I could if Mia would have clocked you." Candice didn't say anything.
I don't know why she didn't go off on her. I have no idea. But that's what I'm saying to you. I'm not happy that Gizelle even went there.
This is my issue.
What should I do when I'm getting first? No one had an answer, and they never do.
Candice actually stood on a national platform
and
tried to equate what we say in the Black community as joning.
Your mama.
And all I kept thinking to myself is, are we playing hood games now?
Mm-hmm.
So you play hood games, you get goofy prizes.
Chantel, yes,
you know goofy prizes. You don't know what may happen.
And
my issue with, because I agree with Gizelle, if
of course
you're dealing with someone that I said something to you that was offensive, and maybe that was the second thing that I said to you that was offensive, but the second one hit you harder. Because obviously the low budget hit her harder. And I thought Candice, I complimented her about how well she could articulate why that hurt her. So I got what I did. I thought that was very mature of her.
Yeah, it was.
Most people wouldn't have identified that.
She did great with that.
As well as she did. Because, and it took a little vulnerability for her to do that. So I can even respect that. The issue that I have with her is that you're going to stand up here and pretend like they were joning, like this was a sprawling match, and it wasn't. The reason, in my opinion, that what's her name kept getting more and more egregious with her comments was because Mia was ignoring.
She wasn't responding.
Because she wasn't feeding into him. You know how much of a sport you have to be for you to sit up here and call my husband a pimp and me a whore, and you just met him. I know. Okay, so I've been around you. But my point is, we're playing hood games according to her in the Black community. Mm-hmm. If someone had clocked her, it would have. I'm not saying it would have been right.
It wouldn't have been right.
Still, flat out said it was right. But my point is, all of us aren't taught to spoil with our mouth.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Some people
that 80 times.
do that with their fist.
Yes. And I will say this.
And that's something that for somebody, this little, I can say county girl, this little suburban girl who want to play hood games either didn't learn, because I learned it. I grew up in the suburbs. I never played hood.
I don't play hood games.
I don't play, but I didn't even play it as a kid.
Yeah,
like trying to act like I'm bad. You know that's what she does. It's like she trying to boss up, and it's not necessary.
But the only thing I will say this is that
it was Andy
has never said to Heavenly not to say your mama. He loved when Heavenly said your mama to Mariah. So I feel like there is a double standard with Candice. I don't know if he loved it, but he never told Heavenly, what about your mouth? He never says that to her. So I don't understand
why. One time, actually, he did last,
but not like he does with Candice. He does not treat anybody like he treats Candice, and I don't think that is fair. Now I will say that I like Candice, but I feel like I feel like Andy should tell a whole bunch of people their disaster on Twitter, not just her.
Yeah, but Andy won't even acknowledge that Candice was attacked last season.
I know he said almost attacked. I didn't understand that. So y'all see, I like Candice. I just think she went a little too far with her mouth with Mia. I don't care what nobody say.
And I like Wendy. I mean, so I think we kind of like
your mama gets you beat up in the hood.
Sure will. That's what I was just like. You want to play hood. So, when she said that, I just shook my head because I'm like, Candice ain't seen no parts of the hood. That girl grew up in a real middle class.
Yeah, she was in a country
middle class because we went to county school. Mm-hmm. She grew up in real Jack and Jill situations.
So y'all want her to edit herself?
So your mama don't get beat up in the hood?
Look, I don't have to want anything. Here's a question I asked. Somebody posted in a group. I thought it was a good question. Do you all think, based off of what Andy said to her? Okay, let me say this. When Andy said to Candice, people telling him to fire her all the time. Yeah. I didn't think Twitter. I thought Suits.
Oh, you think so? I was thinking Twitter.
As soon as he said that, I was thinking Suits, not Twitter. because I could be wrong.
I'm thinking
he
Twitter.
wasn't clear, but I was thinking Suits because all I kept thinking is if there are any Black executives at Bravo, and it might not be, I don't know. But if it is a female, I could easily hear them saying fire her. It's kind of like what we heard about Tamar, that the executive, there was a Black female that was working at the top that said, we got to get her off TV. Because there are certain, they said she would be popping and, you know, what we think is enduring with a little ghetto, people don't want to see that on television. And if you want to be, and one of the things, and I kind of thought about what Andy said in the book. I don't know if you all got a chance to read some of the snippets. One of the things that Andy said in the book was he did not want this to be Love and Hip Hop. Mm-hmm. This is not Love and Hip Hop.
He said what Nick did was Love and Hip Hop.
In regards to the fight.
Yeah.
And all I kept thinking is, like, in retrospect, I don't know. I thought that comment was offensive, but at the same time, he's correct. This, you know, you could call each other bees and drop a champagne glass or whatever, but you don't want to be fighting. Yeah. And I think that if you are dealing with someone that is constantly trying to invoke a fight, will this person be a liability moving forward?
Are you saying Candice tries to evoke fights?
I don't think she tries to, but I think
she tries to, but
I don't think she tries to.
Because I think that if Mia was a different type of chick, it could have.
Mia, and I mean, it could, but Mia says she's not trying to get sued.
Yeah, Mia's not a fighter. I don't think that's her spirit. I don't think I actually don't think any of the ladies
outside, but you don't think she's a fighter?
I don't think any of the ladies there, but Wendy will fight.
Wendy will probably fight.
Wendy seemed like she kind of hood.
But okay, so I was about to say, y'all done made me forget.
But okay.
Okay, so I want to say this. I do feel like that Andy, because a lot of people's like, well, why don't people try to get the white people fired? And I said, because the white people aren't like us. Us Black people will say, fire her, get off the show. On them white shows, they don't do that to them. So we need to stop doing that. Yeah, we did it to Erica. That was the only thing I've ever seen them do it.
My auntie was like, she was like the worst housewife.
And Brandy. But it's not everybody. They want Gizelle fired, Robin fired, Wendy fired. They always want somebody fired on the Black show.
But even he explained it, is that they may not like a person. He said something like, but it's about what you're saying in your mouth.
Yeah.
Which made me think, like, you don't like a person, like, oh, I can't stand her, just fire her. That's different. Mm-hmm. Then that's a disaster waiting to happen. And that's what made me think. That's why I was asking the question, you know, based off of, I was wondering, putting that book together and what he said to her in person. I was wondering, do you all see her coming back with?
I heard she was already asked to be back. I heard she was already asked to be back.
I mean, as a full time.
But let me ask y'all.
I don't know.
Let me ask Joy, how would you have handled the responses differently from Candice? After Mia went and asked your mom about your husband, and then after Mia called your baby low budget, we know how Candice did react. How would you have reacted? What would you have said that would have been less harmful?
I wouldn't have said none of that.
I have no idea, but I can't imagine telling a woman to her face that she's basic. I can't imagine telling a woman, this is just me, telling a woman to her face and her husband sitting over there, pimp, come get your hoe.
Yeah,
I could not imagine. Like, that's not even in my mental Rolodex to even think of something like that. I just said that I can't tell you what I would have done, but I just can't imagine me doing that.
But can you imagine yourself calling somebody else's situation low budget just because you don't like it? That's
I can see low budget. I actually get that. I actually even understand when Candice got in front of her and was talking about projection. Is this you projecting onto me?
Yeah.
Candice, I got all of that. I did not get the insults. When Mia was saying, oh, I actually admire your mother. I hope to be like your mother, but my mother won't be on the streets like you.
Facts.
On the floor. That to me, I don't think like that.
I don't either. But Denise, would you think like that?
I don't know that type of person that would even think like that.
But do you know?
I
Do you know a type of person that would initiate an insult? Period. Would you? Are you an insult initiator?
I would be lying to say I ain't never initiated or gave an insult. But to the point where it's to an insult is one thing. To the point of what Candice does, that's so far from a person inside of me. Even the worst of me would think some stupid stuff but wouldn't say it.
I wouldn't say a lot.
Mia added any of her behavior.
But I mean, I'm not on reality TV, so I'm not made for it.
Any of her behavior?
Should Mia? Mia should edit her telephone. I tell you that.
I thought Mia was being messy, but I also see why I don't think asking her mom a question was flat out not appropriate, but good TV. I think there's the difference.
Joy, please, Joy, give me your phone number, please. Please, I'd like to call your husband and talk to him about his income.
It's nothing wrong, but I don't see anything wrong with, because even Ashley said on after the show,
my husband would go around my friends going from person to
please
person.
Send me your mom and dad's phone number so I can call them and we can discuss your man's financial.
Girl, I would
they wouldn't even listen to you.
Mama.
But see, my mama ain't Dorothy. I'm gonna say this. My mama's not Dorothy.
You'll be calling me to apologize.
My mama's not Dorothy. See, Candice needs to check her mama.
Yeah.
Because my mama would not do that. Well, Dorothy got pleasure in going to each and every person doing that. And that's why Candice and Chris and Dorothy are in this situation they are in now, where they're not even talking to each other because of this. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with anything you or Joy are talking or saying, though, but I hear you very clearly.
So you don't? Okay.
No, I just think, which we've already said, you have no.
I don't think that she needs to be a punk.
Questions.
Nobody's look.
I don't want Candice to be a punk.
I think Candice had every right to confront Mia. Confront her.
You just wanted to confront her softly.
No, I thought you thought what she did was softly at the reasonably shady party. That wasn't softly.
What happened what she do at the party?
She actually confronted her about speaking to her mother. She got all up in her face.
As
That's
she
what she was
have.
doing, the projection thing.
Oh, yeah.
Was telling her that you had no right to talk to my mother. And that's when she gave the second insult, which was...
I thought all of that was fine. I thought all that was fine. Yeah, that was all perfect.
Okay, it's not about being... Okay, you want to be... Okay.
I want to be what?
You want Candice to be right. That's fine. I mean, I don't see...
It's not about Candice being right. It's about Candice defending herself.
Okay. At the reasonably shady party, what did she defend herself? What did Mia say? Because the low budget thing came after Candice was talking about her mom.
I mean, she actually said the low budget. Yeah.
It wasn't in defense of anything.
What wasn't in defense of anything?
What made her say low budget?
She said they was going backwards and forward, and she said, "Well, I wanted to show up to something,
but that wasn't low budget."
And she said, "Well, she said I wanted to show up to something that wasn't low budget." And then she said, "Well, your mama's low budget."
Okay, so
and she didn't say anything.
No, what I'm saying is before that, when Mia said that, was that before or after Candice came into the party saying, "I don't like how you talk to my mama"?
That was after that. She did that first.
Stop inviting Dorothy and Wanda. I agree too. I just feel like Dorothy
is a whole mess.
Dorothy is a mess. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what made her say
better than Wanda.
Yeah,
Dorothy's representation of a mother.
Okay, what time is it? Oh, y'all.
Mia said low budget because she was trying to be a bitch.
So, what do y'all think about the Wendy saying that Van Jones would not date with Gizelle because he likes a woman with integrity?
I think that was edited bad. Let me tell you what I think.
It was very edited bad.
On the last episode, Gizelle said that the guy she was dating was a commentator. He was 34. When Andy said, "You think Wendy knows?" He says, "No, she doesn't know. He doesn't know him, but he's gone anyway." And then she said, "Well, I know who she used to date." He said, "Well, who did she used to date?" He said, "Well, I know somebody who said that they used to date." And then I think it was Gizelle said Van Jones, and then she said, well, Van Jones wouldn't date you because you're not his type. She deals with a woman with integrity. First of all, he's dating Kim Kardashian.
And he's 50 something. He's not 35.
And he's 53, right?
Right.
So we know that that's not the guy, but they mashed it together, so you don't know who the guy was.
Why did it come up at Williamsburg? I don't remember.
So here we go. So Candice has already defended herself at the Reese Shady party. Why does she keep the issue up once she got to Williamsburg?
Because she wants to obliterate a person. She wants
no.
them to
What was happening that brought it up?
So what happened was Mia walked in the party and she called her the Jolly Green Giant and she was gonna crack the foundation.
Yes.
Mia had not done anything to her yet. I don't know. Candice was red. I think they were drunk.
Insulted her 5 times.
I think they were drunk.
She talked about her feet. She talked about her being she called her basic.
A lady of the night.
A lady of being on a corner.
It was
she said all of that before she walked out saying that all these broke bees or something she said. Before she called them broke.
Yeah, Wendy was just too much. Okay, what else I got? Because we got to get to Huntsville, which I didn't watch. So what did Mia say? I'm gonna go back and watch because I don't remember that part.
You said somebody why we gotta be liars?
What did they say, Denise?
Why we just can't see it differently? Why we gotta be lied?
You know I don't like people call me a lie, Denise, but I ain't gonna go off on you today.
I did hear Wendy.
I like the way Dennis
no, Mia when they was sitting on that bed, Mia wasn't saying anything. She was saying, with your big feet, she was like, I like my feet.
I like my big feet.
She said, well, you basic. That girl got her compact out and looked in the mirror. I ain't basic. Then she said, she was like, well, something about your mom. She said, well, I aspire to be like your mom. Your mom has something about her business or something. And then she said, well, my mom won't be on the corner.
that was Mia's way.
Negative to her until she got that phone call.
It's fine, Denise.
What she said.
Okay, Denise, you got to go. Tell me, I aspire to be like that.
She literally said aspire.
Dawn is a very good businesswoman. She owns houses.
She does not aspire to be like Candice's mom. What she was aspiring to do was to not get into another argument. So let me lie real quick. Oh, I didn't mean anything.
So she was trying to de-escalate the situation.
So she was trying to
So because she tried to de-escalate,
she gonna escalate.
If you want to de-escalate a situation, don't start the situation. Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that interview yet.
Karen's interview, Gizelle was hurt by
what Gizelle said. That let's bring that up, and then we're gonna have to get off, y'all. Gizelle, what do y'all think about when they asked her was she hurt by Jamal, and she was like, "No." Do you believe her?
I believe it.
I believe it too.
Mad at Wendy though, but I believe it.
You think she was hurt?
Yes.
I think she might have been a little embarrassed.
I think she was probably more embarrassed.
Yeah.
She was anything.
Yeah.
But I don't think I do think she felt something because she got her children involved.
Oh, now that could be why.
Involved. This wasn't just like some secret.
What is Oak Cliff and what is this gangster place called Oak Cliff that they be fighting that y'all from?
Okay.
Mia.
Thank you, Denise. That's exactly what
I don't want to be like Dorothy either. Look. Well, Dorothy got coin.
I don't know. I heard that her mom owns a whole bunch of clinics.
She owns a whole bunch, and she owns a whole bunch of homes. Like you think Monique owns some homes. Dorothy owns homes.
I don't think that. First of all, Dorothy is no small feat.
Yeah,
she's no small time person. I heard she's pretty.
She big time.
Financially good. So I don't see what she said is such a bad guess.
Y'all, that's why y'all so gangster and think Candice is okay. Look how you grew up. Look, murder capital of the world.
About gangster.
Where she live in Detroit?
I don't know, but I'm scared. Let's see what else.
Y'all was 707.
I know nobody rant better than Gizelle. Well, Karen said that don't nobody do that better than Gizelle. Me and Gizelle.
I wish that they had finished that too.
Yeah,
I really hate that they kept disturbing that because she does have a really good point. Her and Gizelle go at it.
They do.
And they go at it in a way, and neither one of them even get out of their seats. And if they have, it's because somebody leaving.
Yeah,
and trying to de-escalate. So in other words, they can be insulting to each other without being hurtful.
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? They both say things that may sting, but they're not trying to. And that's what Candice does. I'm gonna tell you, it sounds juvenile,
Four
but when
portions here.
Candice was in that kitchen and she said, "Yo, mama, now go in your room and cry," I was
She
like,
knew it.
"Oh, dang,
She know what her
this
mama.
girl is crazy. She
Yeah.
ain't TV crazy. She like dangerous."
Me too,
She
Denise.
wants to hurt people,
Did you just say Candice was dangerous?
but they are able to
You
pull
didn't
back
just
when
say that, did you,
necessary.
Joy?
She can't.
wants
You
to
know,
hurt
the tongue can hurt.
She wants to
Words
hurt
can hurt
people.
you.
And there is physical abuse and there is emotional abuse or verbal abuse. And she abuses, she takes things to the point where you have
Dorothy
to
is
do
so
or
pretty.
say something. And a person that isn't a person that fights with their mouth may find themselves fighting her. And she would be a person that just couldn't be in my circle.
That's why I wouldn't talk to
Because
her a
she
lot.
would be that person that tries to take
Yeah.
you there. That's all that I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're saying you know, if you were around her and you would be kind of cautious of what you say to her.
I would
Yes.
avoid her like the plague.
I would avoid a lot of stuff with her.
Okay.
I would avoid her
because
like the plague.
because you had already known or heard about or seen whatever there was to see.
Yeah.
If I was
Mia
coming
should
on
have done
this
the
show,
same thing.
if I was
Mia
on
should
the
have done that.
show,
Mia should
Yeah.
have
I
done the
was
same thing.
on this
I
show,
agree.
You know,
but
2-3
nobody
seasons,
wants
Mia
to
knew what to
be.
expect.
But
Mia thought she could come at her because of the whole damn beatdown at the barnyard.
oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
do.
if
Yeah,
if you
just like you said.
if you're on a show like this,
by saying you go to a
she
place where
would
you
be
no
a
longer there. I
liability.
thought that was just trying to help give Candice.
She was. She told, and
explanation.
Candice
Yeah.
was even like, "No, I'm there." And I'm like, "Girl, Gizelle's trying to give you an out. Like you lose yourself sometimes."
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Gator.
she tried
I
to give
agree
her
with
an out.
I agree with that. It just trips
So
me
Denise
out
said,
how
"Joe, you
we
act
wanna
like
sit
there's
here and
rules in
critique
fighting."
Candice all night, but nobody thinks Wendy should change a thing.
I think Wendy should change a
Wendy
lot.
just
I
wake up
guess
to more
in
text
real life,
messages
Denise,
to
there
request
is.
that Candice gets
Denise,
fired.
in my
Let me go-
opinion, in
in
real
fact, let me
life, there
type an
is
email up
rules in
right now to
fighting.
send to the
There are
Bravo
certain
executive
places that
to
I
have
refuse to
Candice
go with
fired because
coworkers.
Lord forbid.
I'm
what
just
mother
not
I
going to
said.
go. If
Right.
I'm with somebody that I got to
Dear
deal with on a
Bravo,
daily
terminate
basis,
Candice because, well, because. Child, please.
Karen, Giselle, Sharice, and Giselle all knew each other from Jack and Jill and social. You don't fight there. You don't.
yeah.
But Candice grew up in that too. I don't care if I don't know if Mia grew up in that. I doubt it. Because she was in the foster care system. So I don't think she did. Robin, I think, did too, because that Robin's family was kind of prominent too.
Yeah.
So Wendy, to me, I want her to just be herself. I don't know if she knows who that is, but I want her to figure it out. Because, and then her skin, like one day she black, one day she white, one day she yellow, like one day she orange. Like, I just want her to be herself.
All that ain't lightning. That's all I know.
It's makeup.
Man, that's lightning. I'm like, all of that is not light. That
It
girl
cannot be lighting.
That girl is light skinned and from the chest up.
Yeah. So you think
did not just ask about the Neapolitan complex?
Yeah, Napoleon complex. I have a Chihuahua, and Candice is like that. They think they big.
I'm 5
They
feet
think
tall,
they
too.
bad.
I'm
loud, but I'm loud in a fun way. But my Chihuahua think he big and bad, and I tell him a squirrel gonna fight you and beat you up. Like he try to chase them. They bigger than you. Some of them bigger than him. Like you got to not do this.
They do, Chantel. They do. Sometimes they do, and I think that Candice allows. I think at some point Candice thought that was good for her to show out because them cameras was rolling. But I do. You're not alone if you feel like she takes things too far.
What is cake soap?
Cake soap.
Okay, Charlotte, we gotta go. But what is cake soap before we leave?
I love it.
Oh, the cake, the shaped like a cake.
What's it do?
Shaped like the fancy soaps. Yeah.
What they do? They like your
Wendy.
skin?
No, it's just fancy shaped soap.
Was she shiny, Chantel?
Oh my God.
Oh, you talk about Wendy?
Yeah, the cake soap. Is it some kind of lightning
I can't
soap?
with y'all.
I don't know if I've seen that likeness.
Yeah, they say Gizelle, Mia is very tall. Robin, I think all of them are taller than Candice. Candice is very little. So sometimes when you're smaller, you feel like you need to be bigger, you need to be louder to be seen.
And people feel like they can just trample all over her when
yeah, so that could be what who said that. Whoever said that is probably telling the truth. The Napoleon complex. So that's cake soap. Do not use this, viewers. I don't even know if I want to tell y'all. We don't want your skin to be lighter. We want you to stay who you are. Okay, whoever's watching this, you're beautiful, Black Queen, the most powerful piece in the game. Y'all play chess, you understand.
I don't doubt what you're saying, Denise, that she fights with her words. This is the problem. She definitely fights with her words. And if you go back and go to some old videos, you'll hear me say that she would be a great reader if she wasn't so mean. Here's the difference. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. She fights with her words, but everybody wasn't taught that. Unfortunately, there are people out there that don't fight with their words. When their feelings are hurt, they ball up their fists and they hurt people.
Like
some bring guns. I ain't saying it's right, but you have to learn in life that everybody don't fight like you.
Thanks, Gator.
Thank you, Gator. I want to say one more thing, and then we really got to go. What do you think about Ashley when she said that Chris was depressed? And he was trying to find himself.
Girl, I'm so glad you mentioned it.
Yes.
If anybody had said that about any of them women, we would be on a
yes. What y'all saying?
They didn't just say he was depressed. He said he didn't gain a little weight. He was drinking a little more.
He gained weight. He was drinking. I
was like, Ashley.
He lost his job. Wait a minute.
He does have a good point.
She has a point. She has a point.
She had a really good point.
But you are right. Ashley and Robin didn't say nothing, but stop interrupting me, Wendy. That's all Robin said.
Wait a minute. Did y'all see Giselle's face when she asked that? They went to Giselle. She was like,
oh, yeah.
Like Ashley.
Oh, Mary Cosby is a whole mess. And I have posted every day about when I talk about her that the show will be boring without her. Salt Lake City without Mary would not exist because that lady is.
What is wrong with that? They was arguing off her. Why you didn't pick up your phone? Why you ain't called me back? I FaceTime you 4 times.
Barbie Darby.
I was like, girl,
I love
her. In the Barbie world.
Oh Lord.
And then she was mad because she didn't show up looking like.
There's something about Mary. I say that every time. That Mary Martha Crosby, honey, Cosby, Mary Martha. All right, so y'all, what else? I think that was all I had. We will be back. I don't know. Do I have a meeting next Monday? Monday or Tuesday? I gotta look at my calendar.
I hope Monday.
I think it will be Monday. I don't think I have anything.
I think it's gonna pick up.
I don't have anything to the 29th, and that's a Monday, and it may be over by then.
Y'all noticed that when Wendy got there. When Wendy got there, she was like, "Oh, I'm sitting over here." I'm like,
she knew it. She begged to be there.
Where you were sitting.
They knew it.
They said that she begged to sit there.
Begged him. She told him she had receipts. I heard the receipts gonna fall flat and Andy mad, but I don't know if that's true. A scholar. I feel like a scholar didn't say much either. She didn't do much, but she just walked out. Oh, it's one more thing. What do y'all think about Wendy when she said she owned the Massage Envies? He had on McDonald's, and they have a total of 8 companies. G is rich, right? He is rich.
It's a good thing walking around.
Oh, and one last thing. Giselle said she was robotic with her kids as a survival mechanism.
I believe a whole lot of Black women have to be.
What did you say? Say that again.
Yeah. Giselle said that she was robotic with her kids to survive.
Most parents don't want to see their kids. Don't want to see them cry.
Yeah.
Like even when my father died, my daughter was like, "I haven't seen you cry." I was like, "Girl, please, I'm so tired."
My daughter said she's never.
Look, I was saying, I'm so tired of crying. I might not do it in front of y'all, but I'm tired.
I'm tired. Yeah, I don't cry in front of my child, but she probably never seen me cry. But I don't want anybody, and I know I'm not weak, but it's just and there's nothing wrong with crying, but I just don't want it. He's rich enough to walk around in the strip clubs barefoot.
I guess he is.
All right, Fred Flintstone.
He didn't put his shoes on. I'm sure if Jethro had walked in there, they would have told him, "Sir, put your shoes on."
Put your shoes on. I think that's all I had, y'all. All right, so we're going to get off. Oh, hold on. Denise saying one thing.
I got to run.
That's why she needs to continue getting therapy to help her with emotional involvement.
I think so too.
I think
Who book? Giselle's? Whose book or Mary's? And then we can go.
Gizelle, she does tell her story. That was something else when people were saying that she don't talk about Jamal. I was like, she doggone near wrote a whole book about him. You remember she wrote a book about being a first lady in a church?
Yeah.
Who was sleeping with half the women. That was literally what her book was about.
That was really what happened. Yeah, she said that he owned 8 McDonald's, massage envies, and the joint. They got some money, y'all. And they just bought a house next to Karen. I don't know if people know that. But if we posted all the after shows, and one of them was they bought a house, it's about down the street from Karen. But anyway, y'all, are y'all ready to do? I don't know what to do about loving him.
But I mean, can you imagine you got 3 daughters and you always crying? Your daughters will find that, like, you can't. They'll be like, I'm calling grandma.
Yeah, you can't.
Y'all ever seen that one comedian who always played old mama from like the 80s and a new mama from this generation, and the boy walks up to his mama and she's so distraught because her man left her. He drinking water out of a skillet. He told us, I call it Big Mama. Y'all ain't never seen that.
I don't watch. G is worth 100 million, y'all.
I can't think
so hold on. So wait a minute. I don't want to leave it to somebody. Why can't she promote on Bravo anymore? Because they taking her coins.
Yes. You talking about Gizelle?
Yeah, I wouldn't promote on there anymore.
Well,
They're not
most of them don't do like to put their, like, we've never seen any of Candice's products.
No,
because Bravo would get a portion of it.
We saw the hair the first season,
but I don't.
Yeah, they not taking my money.
Yeah, I think they were just showing what she did.
Okay, I'll send you the link, Denise. Chantel normally sends it to me.
Okay.
Are y'all ready?
We gonna get off.
Yeah, we from
I don't know what to talk about. So y'all gonna have to leave it. All right, we'll be back. Hopefully y'all will come with us. We was on here for like 2.5 hours. All right, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. It was.
We about to talk about Martell in a minute, y'all. We coming back. Chantel, come back with us.
Man, Martell, I'm coming.